Hello guys, Cartoon Retro Boy here. And remember when I said in my Squid Baby review that I'm reviewing Atlantis Squarepantis? Well, this is the episode I wanted to review for a while. So, what is with Atlantis Squarepantis of all specials? Why is this episode infamous? Why does this episode exist? Why does this special feel like it wastes time? Well, you'll know when I get to that. So, Atlantis Squarepantis is known as one of the most infamous SpongeBob specials of all time. And there is so many negative opinions on Atlantis Squarepantis that it's honestly jarring. This is the exact special that I feel like a lot of people really hate because it delivers on something. It tries to hype it up like a big special, but again, just like other post movie specials, they they absolutely sometimes fail on their execution. And like I said before, Atlantis Repantis is a special that has so many issues, that has a few issues. I don't think it's the worst special of the entire show. Trust me, I would rather watch this over Atlantis Repantis. No, not Atlantis Repantis. True for Square, or SpongeBob You're Fired, or The Classic Triton, or Squirrel Jelly over this special. And even Sandy's Country Christmas, honestly. Yeah, I would dare say that. I know. That's a hot take, but, nothing really happens in Sandy's Country Christmas, honestly. It just felt like special that felt like a filler special. Like, like, like Atlantis Squarepantis has, like, this. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna, I'm, before I even mention this special, I'll just discuss the merchandise of it because, man oh man, I have a few things I have to talk about before I actually dive into this special TV movie. Here's the book based on Atlantis Repantis. So, basically, this is based on the same special. It's basically just a shortened down version of what the special was. Um, this special this was originally 32 minutes long. So it's basically 32 minutes long, but shortened down into a story, basically. And I didn't own this one until recently, but I used to own the Lance Squarepantis book, though, so I used to own the other one. I have seen, like, videos of this one, though, so I always wanted to get this one, but, I guess whatever. So, yeah, this is based on the same special. It's basically just, like, it has, like, a lot of cool, like, visuals. It looks visually cool, but, it's not a perfect book, honestly. It's still based on the same crappy special, though. Let's be honest here. I do like the artwork, though. I will admit, the artwork of this book looks so clean, looks so good, and it looks so, clean. Oh, crap. It does look clean, though, on the book, so... And it also advertises, like, Season 5, Volume 1, and also the other two DVDs. Yeah, this is basically it. Hold up, I still have more to go before diving into this special. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, I still have this. I'll just put on these glasses. This makes me look ridiculous. So I can't find the third one, but I had 3 Atlantis Squarepantis Burger King toys that I own. These 2 I got for my birthday in last year, I believe. So look at this. Look how I like this one a lot, honestly. This one also looks really cool. I had the third one, but I can't seem to find it for some reason. I cannot seem to find where that third one is, though, because that is very strange. Like, I would have it in here somewhere. Yeah. Not really fun. Yeah. The hell? No. I have one more thing I want to show you guys before I dive into the special, like I should properly do. Put them right here. I had a third one, but I don't know where the third one is. So, I have the Atlantis Squarepantis video game. This is the last thing I want to show you guys before I dive into the special, because like I said, I might do a review on Atlantis Squarepantis video game at some point for both DS and Wii, and try to compare them to these two together. I have beaten the DS version a few times, but you know, I'm not gonna probably replay it again, because I feel like I had enough good time with it when I was younger. So yeah, Atlantis Squarepantis. I say the Wii version is okay. Like it's a 7 out of 10 for me. The DS version, on the other hand, is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. One of my favorite video games overall, honestly. But that's enough. So it comes to this: the SpongeBob review of Atlantis Squarepantis right now. So, Atlantis Squarepantis, the episode. The big special that you guys probably wanted me to talk about on this channel. So, let's talk about the plot of the SpongeBob segments and the Patchy segments. Let's start with the Patchy segments. The Patchy segments in the special are based around, is about Patchy getting stuck in the desert after thinking Xeno is gone. Which just sounds simple enough, but there's a lot of things Patchy goes through with the special, honestly. He went through traffic. He literally I don't know what else he does. He talks to his bird, to Potty. He gets lost in the desert. Then he starts hallucinating a bit, and then before aliens come and unshrink Encino, which was shrunk. Just because patch segments are low budget doesn't mean you have to make them look weird and stupid. Because honestly, I think this show needs to stop referencing with the Wizard of Oz, honestly. Because I don't think that's very appropriate to kids to watch. And Potty doesn't, and I think the best parts of the special is where Potty's in, honestly. This patchy segments. Because overall, I think the patchy segments kind of ruined the special for me. And so is the story in the SpongeBob segments, but we'll get to there when we get to there. So, it come to this. The SpongeBob segments. What's the segments about? So, the segments is about SpongeBob and friends going to Atlantis to see the oldest living bubble, to see the money room, science room, and art room. And see the oldest living bubble. So, basically, this special is a musical, honestly. This special is a 40-minute TV movie, but it has music, but it's a musical. Yes, you heard me right, it's a musical. So why is it so special, you might be asking? Well, it's because it's the extended runtime than your average SpongeBob special, honestly. So that's why. Well, and also that this special also has has some some uh some some questionable choices, but you know what I mean. So, what do I have to say about Lance Scorpantis that everyone else already said about it? So, Atlantis Scorpantis is known for being a TV movie of all things. So yes, it is a TV movie. So it is basically a hour-long special. So it's kind of saying it is saying something. So yeah. Yawn. So yeah, this special sure exists. All right. Not saying that this special is bad or anything, but this is the exact special that just kind of describes why people don't really like this season too much. Um, I think the problem is that I think this season has suffered. Well, I think season 5 of overall as a season has some episodes that are being rushed out thanks to Nickelodeon, honestly. Some of the 11-minute episodes that are rushed out are Tea at the Tree Dome and Singing a Song of Patrick, which both episodes have endings that doesn't resolve anything, or Google Guess as well. And like I said before, this special also has the unfortunate to be 40 minutes long, which is not a really good thing when you're when you're hyping up a big special, or not hyping up a big special, when you have it be a special episode. And this is also Sponge's first 1 hour special, so this is kind of like, it's kind of like I don't know. So what happens in the SpongeBob segments? Basically, before that, SpongeBob Patrick goes in a bubble and gets carried away to a cave. And after saying things about bubbles, yeah, they get carried away in the wave. They find the half of the element amulet, and then bring it back to the Bikini Bottom Museum. Squidward see the other half of the piece, and what else? What else? What else? Uh, um, Squidward base. So the other Sandy appears, and so does Mr. Krabs as well, about the money in science, and yeah, this is kind of their characterization in the special. And also the special, it has Bubbles as the plot device of the special. Great. And so Squidward puts the two amulet pieces together, which connects, and basically it starts creating, or should I say appearing, the magical path to Atlantis, which is a van. Not gonna lie, the van looks really cool, honestly. I wouldn't mind riding into it. But anyway, it also has a really cool 3D inside, which looks CGI, honestly. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So once they get inside, they realize they have to fuel the bus, and the only thing to fuel up the bus is by singing, quote unquote. And basically, what happens is that once they start singing, and after singing for a while, Patrick screws it up by saying he has nothing else to sing, which causes the bus to crash into Atlantis, into the crash in Atlantis Topian Garten. I don't even know how to say that. So once they kind of get inside, once they reach the entrance to Atlantis, they tell SpongeBob to ring the bell. SpongeBob rings the bell, and then Lord Royal Highness comes out, which is voiced by David Bowie, and yet he doesn't get a song because he was cast late into the production of the special. He appears and tells him his name, and SpongeBob tells him his name to Lord Royal Highness, and and um. So this is where we get into another song of the special, where it involves Mr. Krabs loving capitalism. Is that how you call it? I'm not sure. Okay, anyway, back to what I was saying. So this is Mr. Krabs' Money song, which is alright. I don't have any strong opinions on this song. I do think the best songs of the special are uh, the Bubble Song, Filling Up the Bus, and Goodbye Atlantis, and also Back in Encino, which I forgot to mention in the patchy parts of the special. So once Mr. Krabs was in the money room, it was nice. It was turned. It was now Sandy's turn to go into a new room, which was the science room, and basically Lord Royal Highness explains how it can. One of the things can create ice cream, and also how he has like a machine machine for 4 heads, and how it can turn them into pixel gameplay. Reminds me a lot of Plug and Play, honestly. Spun and Plug and Play. Man, I love Spun and Plug and Plays. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Um, so, so once they're inside the the little machine thing, puzzle, pixel game thing, they they let's see. What did they do? What did they do? Okay, so Sandy has to rescue SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward from the evil germs. And Sandy has her own song about Germ Warrior. That's basically the song. It's her just singing with her words coming out of her mouth, honestly. And I will admit the visuals for this song is really great. And so is Mr. Krabs' Money one as well. I do like the art styles that it makes it look like a cool advanced TV movie. I say the song is garbage though. I say the song is kind of bad though. It's catchy, but it's also kind of weak. Honestly, the weakest song of the special. Honestly, wasn't too thrilled with this one. It was catchy, but it was not as good as the other songs in the special. Which I'll give this, to be fair. The songs in Atlantis SQUAREPANTIS are not as bad as people say they are. I will say that for sure. Okay, back to what I was saying. So once Sandy was in the science room again, in Rescue Her Friends, SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward and Lord Royal Highness head into the art room. While Plankton heads into the oh yeah, I forgot to mention Plankton. Plankton was planning on ruling Atlantis with a big tank, and he goes into the weapons room to try to get the perfect tank, and he has his own song about it. I will admit this song is pretty catchy as well. It's pretty catchy, honestly, on the ears. It's just I know it's just words, and I'll be honest, and it's not really that I know it's rhymes, but who cares? If I like the song, that's what matters. I know people don't like. I know people are not gonna like me just because I like the songs in this episode, but it doesn't mean you have to bash my opinion on it. Thank you very much. Anyway, so this is where we get into the scene where Squidward is basically goes thrown into a painting, the art room. The art room looks gorgeous, and I will admit it looks gorgeous even for Squidward standards, and Squidward can go through a painting like Mario 64 does. Mario 64 does with Mario. Anyway, back to what I was saying before. What else happens in the special? You're wondering. So, what else happens in the special? You're wondering. What happens next is that, well, so yeah, Squidward has his own art song. It's pretty catchy as well. I do like it. I like the visuals a lot. Same with the Plankton song and Sandy song and Mr. Krabs song. I will admit the songs are pretty good in Atlantis. I'll be honest, so I don't really care what if people are gonna hate me for saying that, just because it's my opinion. So don't screw me over. Um. Okay, let's see. So once then, SpongeBob asks Lord Royal Highness if they can go in the bubble room, and Lord Royal Highness has this big rambling about how this big bubble, this big lost bubble, is what carried them for centuries as aliens for Atlantis too. And Lord Royal Highness leaves them with the bubble, and at first SpongeBob Patrick goes too close to it, into the big thing around it and inside it, and then basically what happens is that Patrick takes a picture of the bubble and it pops. Now you think that's the real bubble, right? Well, that's the artifact, according to Lord Royal Highness. So Patrick takes another picture of the Lotus Living Bubble, and that pees off Lord Royal Highness and tells him to send his guards. So that's kind of saying something. So we get into the best part of the special, is where Sandy has to defeat the guards by using her friends as weapons. This scene is epic and really it reminds me a lot of SpongeBob. It reminds me a lot of the Atlantis SQUAREPANTIS GBA game in the DS game, where they use powers from the episode. So yeah, I think this is the coolest part of the special, as besides the different art styles as well. I like those. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I do like then we get to the climax where Plankton has this where they escape from Atlantis, but Plankton shows up in his big tank, and he's ready to launch, and it turns out it was just a tank full of ice cream. And then basically what happens next is that Plankton gets captured by Lord Royal Highness, and he's basically like a prop for the thing, so that's saying something. So that ends the SpongeBob segments with another final song before we end off reviewing the special. Oh my god, I can't even finish my review. Anyway, back to what I was saying before I was interrupted by my mom. I know I gotta brush my teeth, but can I just... please? Anyway, back to what I was saying. Okay, so back to what I was saying. I was saying that, so the special ends with one more song called Goodbye Atlantis, which is probably my favorite song of the entire special, honestly. So that's saying something. And then finally, that ends the SpongeBob segments. And that ends the Patrick segment. And the Patrick segments still continue. I still have to talk about the Patrick segments in detail. So yeah, Patrick gets stuck in traffic, gets lost in the desert, and starts hallucinating. And it has another song about Back in Sino, which is a really good song. So he stops hallucinating, and then a few minutes later, he gets, like, after the SpongeBob segments end, it turns out Encino was shrunk, and then it turns out that aliens were messing around with Encino and shrunk the whole city. Patrick gets upset about this. It turns Encino back to normal, and Potty was apparently big in the special. So he turned really big, and he stops on Patchy, and that ends the Patchy segments. So, what is the problems with Atlantis SQUAREPANTIS what people have? The songs, first of all, I like the songs in the special, but they're not, like, my favorite songs of Season 5, to be fair. Probably the weaker ones. And anyway, back to what I was saying before, is that also people think the story was really weak in the special, and the writing is also really bad in this one. Which I can understand. I do think the writing and story kind of makes this one ruins the special for me, honestly. Honestly, I think the special does have a few issues, honestly. Sorry if I sound tired, because, I'm recording this at like 10 p.m. Oh boy. I know I... The blue... Okay. I know that Atlantis Repantis is a special that sort of just... I don't know. I don't know why I don't like it too much, honestly. I think as a special, it's not very good. Probably my least favorite episode of season 5, in my opinion, for not having too much jokes and story, and the patch segments are pretty bad in this special. So yeah, Atlantis Scorpantis is getting a 1 out of 10. Number 41 on the list. Easily my least favorite episode of season 5, honestly. But hey, it's better than True for Square, honestly, or Sponge You're Fired, or The Classic Triton, or Sandy's Country Christmas, or Squirrel Jelly. Specials that really ticks me off a little bit. And at least it's not the worst episode of the entire show. I still watch this over Choir Boys from season 6, or True for Square from season 6, or Sponge You're Fired from season 9. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and probably go play the video game or over watching the special. And I'll see you guys next time. Cartoon Rich Boys out.